Today I am sharing with y'all a digital design team project for Ooh La La Vintage Treasures. In here I've used her La Parisienne digital kit. It is gorgeous. This is not the only thing I'm going to make with it. This is just the first thing I wanted to make with it because I had so many ideas pop into my head when she told me that she was making this kit. And a lot of those ideas are in here. First was the use of this coat hanger brooch that I have. Y'all just look at that. How cute is that? And to me, it just speaks fashion. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. All right, so as usual, let's start off with, this time I have it tied together with some lace instead of on a jump ring. Did it a little bit different. It can still be disassembled. All you got to do is just untie that. This can come off, this pretty ripped fabric, torn fabric dangle. And we've got a really pretty blingy heart padlock with key. And of course I've made some jewelry for it. This is a charm photo frame, and I put a little piece of digital art in there. Thought it was really pretty, and put some beads. All right, so here we have the cover and all sorts of stuff just peeking out. At some point I've got to redo this top here because the way that I did it, I thought it was really neat, and it was a really, cool idea that just kind of popped into my head when I was wondering, okay, how am I going to display that coat hanger? And I realized it just kind of looks random, but it wasn't. There was a rhyme and reason to what happened here. Anyway, we've got a bunch of tucks in there as usual, just a ton. Oh, there's the actual full top there. A little skirt. How cute is that? And I've got some glue on my finger because I've been crafting this morning. A piece of antique necklace. That I love that. I love that. When I run out of that, I'm going to be sad. All right, so here is one of her luggage digitals. And I left it as a piece of luggage. I added a couple of her bows here. And y'all, I could not print out everything to show y'all. The kit is so large. There's a neutral and there's a pink, and there's so much in it. And of course I'm using a lot more in the upcoming stuff that I'm doing too. But I mean, it was so much that I would have had to print at once, just so much. So we got a really pretty piece of sequin cut out there, and some tucks all in here, little pearly tuck from a wedding dress. And I filled up the luggage with this vintage hat in the digital kit, added a little tiny piece of netting on top of that, and just a little tiny piece of some silky fabric there to stick out of the top of it. I thought that was cute. Over here, I've got the Eiffel Tower in a frame, and again, just tucks of goodies sticking all out. And this piece of jewelry here with a little tiny bit of chain still hanging off of it. I left that there on purpose. I just like the way that looks. Couple of pearl strands coming out, and some dangles, and piece of fabric, more dangles. And I've got this piece of ribbon that has a measuring tape on it, and a little thimble, I think it is. That could be a roll of thread, little scissors. I can't exactly tell what it is. And I have it ribbonized. Yes, Cindy, ribbonized. Oh, you made me laugh with that. How pretty is that? Okay. All right, so this digital I cut to fit this page, added one of her little bows. I'm in love with these satin bows. There's black and cream and pinks in the pink kit. I topped it with a pearl, a sequin pretty over here, piece of bling here, and I just love how she has that going across the bottom. It says nostalgia. I think that's so pretty. Can't do a fashion piece without some vintage buttons, or vintage fashion piece without some vintage buttons. So that's what I did here with this digital. I just lined it with some trim. Got a vintage coffee dyed rose here. It's not actually vintage, it just looks that way because I coffee dyed it. And they are vintage buttons here. And again, if y'all been watching me for a while, y'all know about how I stuff these things. Stuff them absolutely full and can't share everything in one video with all that's in there. Y'all, how cute is that little dress form dangle charm? I think that's just adorable. Oh, and this is a vintage piece of fabric that I've held onto for quite a while, and I like both the front and the back view. Y'all are about to see the back view. This is the front, and look at those little tiny ball-like pieces and these flowers. Oh, I love them. Here we've got a couple of ladies, and I just wanted these pieces. It was a much bigger piece, and I wanted these pieces on this page, so I cut those out and vintaged those all up. I just love that piece. Love it. And here is the back of that piece of fabric there that I thought just went perfectly, to me, went perfectly with this and this. Here you have like a pristine, crisp white. It's you know, it just has that newness, modern to it, but it's lacy and feminine next to this vintage piece with these old snaps on them and old sewing and stuff. I just like the look. And this polka dotty, I ruffled up a polka dotty piece of lace. Okay. All right. All right, here we've got some ruffly colors. And you know what I did with this was I took each digital that I used and I just let it kind of tell me what it needed. And so, you know, here we are. And I think it's just gorgeous. Very boho chic, vintagey. I love that piece of it was like a corset material. I don't know any other way to describe it, but I cut it off, lined it with pearls, lined it with this old button, got some netting up underneath here and some little feathery trim and just some dangles. I just love it. I love it. Some eyelet. Cannot go wrong with eyelet. I love the eyelet fabric. Alrighty. There are 5 panels. So we have a chunk here. So it's like already like not wanting to sit up because it's just so fat. All right, we've got another one of those pieces of luggage. This one is a bigger one. And she has a sheet of words. And so I cut out the couture and just backed it with some wispy pieces and some fabrics. And in this, I've got this little card. And then this was like, oh, come out. What are you stuck on? Oh no, I know what happened. I go in to ensure that everything is super, super, super strong and not coming apart. And that must have got some glue on it, but I don't see it. But it had to. That had to be it. Well, it's out now. Anyway, I'm not sure what this piece, there's 2 of these in there, and they look like clutches to me. I'm not 100% certain. But I decided to make it into a little fabric swatch clutch. So that's what we have here. And then we've just got little fabric pieces hanging off of it in the back. And I thought that was just so cute. Over here, oh, we're stuck on the tablecloth. There we go. All right, over here, Eiffel Tower with some draping bling, ribbons written in French, some teeny tiny piece of seam binding, and how pretty is that pearlized heart? This was a button, and I just cut off the back so that it would fit there. Got some fabric here and more little pieces hanging out and a crown here. All right, and then the back. I always like to make the back really special. So I got this dress form and put some pearls up here. And the bottom has this big pearl piece. Oh, I love it, love it. And so much stuffed in and tucked in, and just pieces of sequin bling, a flower. I love it. I just love looking at that. So pretty. So, you know, I've seen many people do, and I had never thought of before with these because I only have one of my cupcake doilies. I usually sell them. I always sell them. But one I made specifically for me, and I kept, and I have it hanging. If any of y'all see my craft room tour video, I have it hanging, you know, like that on this one antique piece that I have. But what I've seen a couple people do now that I think is really interesting is they take theirs apart, and they have different pieces hanging in different places. And I love the way it looks. I even had one person, oh, we're stuck in some bling here. Well, I'm not going to mess with that. I'll cut that off. Okay. I even had one person hang each individual piece on their Christmas tree, and it turned out to be really pretty. Anyway, y'all, this is now in my Etsy shop, available to one of y'all. And I hope that this inspired y'all. Go check out Doreen at Ooh La La Vintage Treasures Digitals. Check out all of them. They all go together so beautifully. This is the La Parisienne, and thanks for watching, and hope to talk to y'all soon. Bye.